All right, welcome to episode number 6 of the
Oh,
weekly
oh,
wrap with yeah, it's 6. It's 6 now. This is 6, right?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Last week was 5. If I can count my math, my Brewer High School math, it's 6. With Vachon and Rapp, and I am Frank Rapp,
And I'm Vachon.
and we are just gonna piss some people off today. And have a good time. Because that's what we do here. We piss people off, and I think our friends are going to shit all over us, and I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, that's fine. So
Okay, so first off, we were right on the Super Bowl
again. I
again.
mean, we were correct about the conference championship games, and then we were right about the Super Bowl too. I mean, I'm not saying that people should watch this show to know who to bet on, but I'm not saying they shouldn't.
I think going forward they should.
Yeah, probably. So,
But if we ever get anything wrong, it's not our fault that you lost.
yeah, it was Antifa. It's the new my dog ate my homework.
Yeah, just like how we bring up our old president on a bogus claim of impeachment, and he still doesn't get impeached. But hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
So Tom wins number 7.
Yeah. There's no argument anymore. Greatest ever.
Oh, for sure, hands down.
Oh, I mean, he even looked good the other day, throwing the Lombardi trophy from one boat to another.
I was at work watching that, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Wow. And then the best part was you have drunk Tom.
Yeah, drunk Tom being escorted. Like he's like, yeah. I was like, it's good to know that like even like these people can get like sloppy drunk too, like the rest of us. So
yeah, I mean that was like a regular Saturday night at the poorhouse when it was open. So. I mean, that's a normal thing for most people. So.
Yeah. So yeah, instead of the sports heroes, it's local sports heroes.
Yeah, local sports heroes like Arlen Jameson on Z107.3, the Bangor Drunk. That's gonna get me some heat from somebody.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. He used his real name, not his.
I did.
His radio name. So.
Yeah, but no one knows his real name.
Yeah.
All right, so I watched Raw. It sucked. No one cares. AEW was kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think. I mean, the best thing about it was Guevara is now a face, and he's going to go up against looks like everybody from the Inner Circle. But it's going to looks like they're going to do him versus MJF, hopefully, and I think that could be really good if given time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with that, and I mean, I like that. Sammy already blocked MJF on Twitter.
Oh, I know. That was great.
I was like, oh, sweet. I mean, I guess in the age we live in now, where it's like all the information's out there. Who's actually friends? Who's really a good person? Whatever. It's not like how it used to be. Pre-internet. So it's good. You still have to have a few of those people actually pretend to hate each other. Maybe they do really hate each other. I don't know.
Well, you mean pretend to kayfabe?
Yeah, kayfabe. Yeah.
Kayfabe died in '96.
Yeah, with the internet. Yeah.
No, kayfabe died with the click at Madison Square Garden.
Oh yeah. That's
when it really died.
Yeah.
And then once the internet hit, and you said '96 when everybody had dial-up because Al Gore invented the internet.
Yeah.
That's when it died too. But that was the first step of making it die. So
yeah,
because you had heels and faces come out and hug, and basically at the time everyone thought they shit all over the business because at the time they kind of did.
Yeah,
because I mean, you and I were in high school. I mean, we didn't know that Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were leaving and going to WCW. We didn't know they were all friends because I didn't get the Observer. I didn't read the Observer.
Me neither. Yeah.
Nothing was online yet because there was no dirt sheets online because the internet just came out, so you didn't know what was going on. So it broke every mold of everything going on from the early to mid 20s all the way up through, more or less.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
But like you said, though, this day and age with Twitter and Instagram and everything else, you can't really hide the fact that people are friends and not whatever else, because everybody's friends with everybody, more or less, unless you're Goldberg or Ryback, everyone hates you. So.
Yeah. And they I just remember waiting to see the wrestlers in Bangor and stuff, like when they drive away and stuff like that. And it'd be weird to say oh, why is he in his car? Why is a good guy in a car with a bad guy, type thing too. But,
right. Like when Duggan got pulled over with the Sheik. Why are they?
Yeah.
Why is there cocaine on the floor? I mean, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Snorting coke from town to town. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So SmackDown happened. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they're setting up for the Elimination Chamber. My subscription ran out 2 days ago because I refused to renew it because I already have Peacock, so there's no point.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to wait for that to kick on Peacock in a month and catch up what I missed, which probably won't be a whole lot. So, I mean, because the next pay-per-view after Elimination Chamber is Fastlane on the 21st of March, and that's the next one I'll probably watch.
Yeah, and then Mania.
Yeah, Mania over 2 nights. We'll have a virtual Mania party with all our fans. We'll just have with our drones of fans we have. We'll have a Zoom party with everybody.
Yeah. How are we going to get all of them in the screen,
I don't know, because there's probably no one's going to join, so I think we're going to be okay. We'll have to, and if we get more than 3 people, we have to limit it to 40 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Unless I do a Google Meets, which I could, but
yeah.
At that point, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, WrestleMania will be what it is. It'll be a couple part-timers in the main event on both nights, and maybe the part-timers win, and then we'll see what happens.
Yep.
They're teasing Big E versus Christian at the WrestleMania.
Really?
Yeah. I don't care.
Again, I don't know. I don't know how many times I can do this. Just
Well, just lie your ass off like Bruce Pritchard does on his podcast. Yeah. So
it's what the people want to see,
No, it's not. No, I want to see some of these younger guys get pushed, and not these older guys. For me, the nostalgia is kind of not necessarily over to a sense, but it's kind of like, I mean, how many more times do I want to see Goldberg wrestle in his 50s? Same thing when Hogan wrestled back in 2005. Like, did you, he had a good match, but he was fighting Shawn Michaels. Hello?
Yeah, right.
You can't have a good match with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just hard to explain. If people don't watch wrestling, you don't understand what we're talking about. Like, they have all these young stars and they don't do anything with them, and they keep them in the lower mid card, and they get just lost in the shuffle, and then they don't use them for 6 months, and then miraculously they're back on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I mean, maybe the WWE will be better off when Vince McMahon's dead, as CM Punk said back in 2011. But I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just kind of getting to the point where it's like, it's hard to watch, especially 3 hours of Raw. SmackDown easy to watch because it's a better show. Even though I don't watch it all the time, it's still a better show. And NXT kills them both, and I have problems with NXT half the time too. So
yeah.
But again, what do I know? I'm just a fan from Maine who doesn't really have an opinion about nothing. So
we just work here. So
we just work here. That's it. We work here.
Yeah.
So Carson Wentz still hasn't got traded.
No.
Now we have Zach Ertz. It looks like he's going to get either released or traded.
Yeah.
JJ Watt got released on Friday.
Yeah.
And then Big Ben meets with Pittsburgh this week coming to talk about what he's going to do, because I didn't know this. He's owed $41 million next year.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And well, I think, you're going to see a similar thing happen. Like, Drew Brees is, he reworked his deal. Now, he's basically getting the league minimum or something, which means he's probably retiring on the way out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Ben. If he restructures something like that, then he's probably on the way out. But I mean, Pouncey just retired too.
And that's going to be a big deal.
Both Pounceys. So, there's that video that, has been floating around, like on them on the sideline. When they lost in the playoffs, and Ben saying to Pouncey, he's like, "Oh, I only came back, for you, Paul, so maybe he's done too. It wouldn't surprise me." But
he's had a good run.
Yeah,
he's won 2 Super Bowls.
Yep,
raped some women, got away with it, and he's still starting quarterback.
The good old days.
Sorry, folks. I mean, we try to tell the truth around here, so I mean, I'm no Boy Scout. I'm gonna admit that right now. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, but when you're in the public limelight and you get called out on your shit.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of getting called on your shit, see, Justin Timberlake apologized.
Yeah.
Because I guess he was a douchebag to Britney Spears back in the day.
Yeah.
Shocker there.
Yeah. So I'm like, I just always still thought he was still a douchebag. I didn't know that there was. But well, that's I like people like, apologize to Janet Jackson too. It's like apologizing for that Super Bowl, 15 years ago. or what, longer than that, I don't know.
You're only apologizing because you got called out on your shit, even though it was 15 years later. Like this is what sucks, because this is going to come back and bite us in 15 years. You can't say anything without having any sort of remorse or anything. You can't say anything having it not come back and bite you in the ass sometime when it's on video.
Yeah.
Because people can't leave shit alone. Like, someone's gonna have a problem with us because you're wearing a Jock Jam shirt and I'm wearing a fucking Philadelphia Eagle sweatshirt. Someone will bitch about that.
Yeah. People that don't want to pump up the Jam, apparently.
And people that don't want to follow the Eagles because, it suck.
Yeah.
Whatever. It is what it is. It's, it's the Democrats controlling everything and wanting us to hear what they have to say, and they control everything. So they control the news, they control big tech, and they control it all. So,
well, no one controls this podcast.
That's right. Well, until they kick us off YouTube. All right, so let's really talk about why we're here. So today is your birthday.
Yeah. The big 7-0, and the doctors at the Shriners Hospital never thought I'd make it this long, but here I am. And but so no, big 4-0. So,
you got any plans today?
Well, immediately following this, I'm probably gonna shower and stuff, but
Good visit.
Gonna go over to my mom's for a bit and hang out with her for a bit, but
you're gonna see
been on the phone most of the morning with siblings, friends, dad, like everything. So
dad called today.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised you remembered.
I know. My mom sent me a thing on like Facebook that he posted like happy birthday to my Valentine son or something like that, and I was like, oh man, I can't believe he didn't post that on the 12th. So, but yeah, no. So,
oh my god.
But yeah, no. So yeah, no. So it's been good. Yeah. So I mean, my phone is still I turned the volume off, but yeah, it's been
crazy this morning, huh?
a nice morning. Yeah, it's been a nice
Good.
morning.
And now we get to record this. Now we get to argue for the next hour.
Yeah, this is like the fun part. This is
for
like
sure. All right, so now we're gonna get into it. Now we're gonna piss people off. Now we're gonna give our list of the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers according to myself and according to you.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do this? Do you want to start with 4 and then work our way back to 1? Or do you just want to just like say our list and then start arguing about it?
Well, I'd say let's just say our say your list and then why they're on there, what your rationale was for putting these people on, and then we'll go back and forth like that. So.
All right, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Sure, I'll go first.
All right, go ahead. Well, it's your birthday, so you can go first.
Yeah. So, it was hard. Like, luckily, we've been talking about this for weeks, and so, my list kept changing. I'm like, well, what do I do? Do I do the people like my 4 favorite? Do I do, the 4 most influential characters in my lifetime? Do I, what do I do? And so finally, like last night, because I was kind of struggling. I've had 2 locked into place for weeks. And then like the other 2 I've been all over the place on. And so I convinced myself last night that I said, who, as much as I hate like fatal 4-way matches, if there was what 4 wrestlers would I want to see, like, in one match, someone who is a good worker, someone who entertains me, things like that, like dream matches. So I mean, my list is very like almost like worker centric. But so here's what I got. Ric Flair, because Ric Flair, the longevity. I love him. Like, I love everything about him. Like, as a character, as performer, like I love Flair. He's, he's Flair. I don't. It's tough to say, more than that. Everyone watching this knows who he is. I assume.
Well, we would hope.
We would hope, like I said, so that's that would be my number 1, or that's my first. That was like the first one where it was like locked in.
Yeah.
My second. Now this is where the water gets a little choppy. All right, I'll admit. So I went with Bret Hart because a number of reasons. Good worker, yeah. He's somebody that I always liked as a kid, and meeting him was kind of wasn't a highlight, but it was still kind of cool. But just as a worker, as someone who can have a good match, again, what 4 people would I want to see? I put Bret there, and good friend of mine, his mom passed away recently, and Bret sent him a pretty nice message, which was pretty cool, because Bret's his favorite guy, and so some people reached out to him, and so that was pretty nice.
That's pretty cool.
But so that was cool. So number 3, Eddie Guerrero, just because same thing. Working son of a bitch, great guy, for his size, like, I never looked at him as a little guy. I always, even though he was small, like, he just, I don't know. He's a guy that I didn't appreciate enough at the time. He's a guy, like, the last like 5 years, I've really like gone back, and now I'm like, I'm bummed I never got to see him and perform live, and but yeah, just one of my favorite wrestlers. And like I said, these are people who I want to see have a good match and keep me entertained. And And then so this guy's a decent worker, but for entertainment value, I mean, made maybe the biggest impact character wise during a certain period of my life, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, God, like still, it's like I still love him. I still look back at, when I watch those old videos and everything, or old videos from the 90s and early 2000s when, I mean, he was just, I mean, he was the man. And like God, like every night he came on a Raw, even if he was only on Raw like for 5 minutes, he came out and just handed out 3 or 4 stunners and then smashed beers and all that. It was still like, oh my God, Austin. And, and he was, I loved how he worked. I loved his sell. I loved the stunner. So for me, that was my 4. And I know there's a lot of people that will pick apart pretty much all of those, and that's okay. But in my head, if I made a match of 4 people who I wanted to see, I mean, it would be those 4, and I can live with that.
Wow, I did not expect you to go that way at all.
Yeah. Well, it was hard, like, because I couldn't like sit there and say, because I was like, man, you look at characters, I'm like, Hogan and Macho and The Rock, or whoever, like there's been all these impactful people, and none of these guys I even consider my favorite wrestler. Jericho's been like my favorite wrestler for a long time, and he's had a long career, and but it's hard. Like, even you asked me yesterday, who's your favorite wrestler? Mm-hmm. It's like, man, it's hard because storylines change, and everything's so fluid, and so yeah, that was what I came up with. I had to simplify it in my head to, okay, I'm watching TV, who do I want to see right now? So that was how I simplified it. So there's no right or wrong way to create this list, because it's all opinion. So that was in my head. That was the only way I could narrow it down, because my list was like 7-8 people for for a while.
I mean, I kind of had the same thing. I mean, I was going back and forth between a couple people, throwing them in and throwing them out. So
yeah,
I get it. It's this is your list. This is and that's really, it's not a bad list at all. That's pretty good. People are gonna shit all over it because people hate Bret Hart.
Yeah.
And people are gonna shit on the fact that Eddie's in there, but maybe people won't shit on it because like you said, looking back on it now, Eddie was great, and people didn't give him enough credit for it. You know, Eddie's problem was he was really small and then got really big really quick.
Yeah.
And then people knew he was juicing. So,
yeah.
But everybody fucking juiced. So
yeah, right, exactly. It's
but in that time period though, it was harder to juice because you were getting tested more regularly. So
yeah,
he was probably taking human growth hormones more likely. So
yeah. And even all that stuff nobody was testing for. I mean, even in the other sports like baseball and all that, all these people were taking HGH because they weren't testing for it. So
damn, that's a good list. I'm proud of you. That was good.
Yeah. So that was my thought process going in, and that's what I was able to sleep at night with that list. So
you can sleep at night anyway.
It took me until last night. So.
All right, so my list is different than yours.
Yeah.
There's 2 that are the same, and there's 2 that's different.
Yeah.
So obviously my number 1 is Ric Flair.
Yep.
Ric Flair is the greatest wrestler of all time, hands down. His matches against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in the late 80s are still talked about to this day. Even his matches against Terry Funk in '89 are still talked about to this day because they were great. Flair was a hell of a worker. Flair could make anybody look good no matter what it was. He made Barry Windham look good. He made Ricky Morton look good. You know what I mean? Like Ronnie Garvin, like they gave Ronnie Garvin the fucking belt.
Yeah.
So, but Flair's my 1. Flair's always going to be my 1. And Shawn Michaels is my 1B, which is number 2 right now. Shawn Michaels was probably one of the greatest workers I've ever seen, hands down, besides Flair. Except Michaels' problem was Michaels was a fucking dickhead back in the late 90s because he had a lot of problems. He had drug problems, he had a back injury, and Shawn Michaels was a dick. But take that aside, he was the best worker in the business at that time, except he couldn't draw a fucking dime when he was a champion, and that's what hurt him.
Yep.
Then all his friends left, and then he was a fucking miserable prick. And then they formed DX because he was being a degenerate backstage and everything else. And that whole shit with Brett. And then you see, we all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
Brett went to WCW and they didn't know what to do with him. And then Shawn hurt his back against Taker, and Shawn was gone for 5 years. And he still got paid to sit home. People don't understand that part. Vince still paid his ass, and he didn't do anything. And he was on drugs, and he got in a lot of trouble. And then he found God and turned himself around.
Yep.
I mean, so those are my top 2.
Yep.
My number 3 is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
I liked Austin before he was Stone Cold Steve Austin because people forget he was stunning Steve.
Yeah.
He was a fucking worker back in the day.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was one of the best workers WCW had back in the early 90s. That motherfucker could work. You know, the highest thing he got was he was a U.S. champion, and he was tag team champions with Brian Pillman. And they had a great feud with Flair and Arn Anderson back in the day. They wrestled on a Clash of Champions that fucking completely stole the show. You know, people forget Austin could work. The only reason why Austin had to change his style is because he got dropped on his head.
Yep.
If Austin didn't get dropped on his head, that motherfucker still might be wrestling today.
Yeah.
You know, he had a huge thing going back in the day. He got dropped on his head and didn't want to see it go away, and he kept going. And then finally, in 1999, he had to get neck surgery, and he was gone for a year.
Yeah.
And then wrestled for another 2 years, and he was done.
Yeah.
I mean, take that neck injury away, you know, I think wrestling would be completely different today if he didn't get injured.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I mean, Christ, you look at just, you know, merchandise sales, like, and, you know, what an impact he had.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing new fans in and just, you know, and keeping old fans still, you know, keeping them engaged. And same thing. I loved how he sold everything. Like, he's so good. Like, but the character, like, that was why I put it on, because not only was he a good worker, but that character too, and the combination of the, like, it was brilliant.
So number 4 probably might not surprise people, but it could. My number 4 is Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan is the reason why there is a WWE today. Vince McMahon gave him the ball, and he took it and ran with it for a number of years. He is the sole reason why they're still in business. If there wasn't a Hulk Hogan, I don't necessarily know if the WWF would have survived, even back before WrestleMania 1.
Yeah.
You know, people don't give him enough credit. He wasn't a great worker, let's be real. But he carried that company for 9 years, more or less.
Yeah.
And he was the face of that company. And he made Vince McMahon and made himself a lot of money and put them on the map. And without him, we're not talking about Shawn Michaels. We're not talking about Steve Austin, because there's no WWE to talk about, because they might not have even existed.
Yeah.
Vince mortgaged everything on WrestleMania, the first one. If it didn't pay off, then he was fucking screwed. And it paid off because he brought in all the celebrities because they were doing the whole MTV crossover thing.
Yep.
You know, and you know, selfishly, you know, Hogan was my favorite as a kid, you know, and Austin became my favorite when I was in high school. So they're on the list because of how their characters and really how much money they made. Because before Austin came in, Hogan was the top merchandise seller over everybody else. And who was and Hogan was gone since '93.
Yeah.
Stuff was huge, selling out stuff way before that. Austin came in and broke every record under the sun.
Yeah.
But That's my top 4. And people are arguing with me about it. Knock yourself out, but that's my top 4. Like,
Yeah.
You can argue with anything. Like you could have put, you could have put Dusty on this list. You could have put Piper. You could have put Brett. You could have put, Savage. You could have put Ricky. You could put Ricky Steamboat on this list, and people probably wouldn't say a whole lot. Yeah. But this is us. Like, you can put, we both left off Taker. Taker's right there too.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, so in my list, like, Taker and Hogan were like basically like my last 2 cuts. I mean, based on the strength of character and impact and everything else. But yeah, but like if we did 5, like Hogan would have had to have been my 5, just because, like you said, like I wouldn't have, I never would have gotten into wrestling if not for Hogan. For him just being such a big deal when I was a kid.
Right, and that's why I couldn't leave him off my list. Yeah, because he had such an impact on everybody. Yep. Even to this day, you see a tweet by him, it's like, oh, Hulk Hogan, cool. Yeah. He just doesn't. Yeah. It's a whole nostalgia thing, and there's nobody current on our list because there's just not. I mean, you can make a case for Jericho because he had a 30-year run.
Yeah.
But I can't put Jericho in over my 4. Like, there's no way.
Right. Same. Same thing. Like I said, like Jericho's one of my favorite people, but Jericho had a great line about Hogan. He goes, it doesn't matter where you are. If you're, at somewhere, you're at the airport, like anything. When Hulk Hogan walks in a room, he said, everybody, doesn't matter who they are, they go, holy shit, that's Hulk Hogan. Like, still, like today, if he did,
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, if you think about it, 85, 86, you're in an airport and Ric Flair walks by you, you ain't gonna think twice.
Yeah, right.
Hulk Hogan walks by you, that's a different story.
Yeah.
And maybe Hogan should have been higher, but I can't put him higher because Flair's the greatest worker ever. And Shawn Michaels is probably second.
Yeah.
And Hogan's on the list because Hogan needs to be on the list. And that's how it is. Yeah. People don't necessarily agree with some of the politicking and all that crap, but when you're Hulk Hogan, you have that power.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, you have that power, so.
Yeah. I mean, he had the power that, no other wrestlers ever had. Really.
Michaels had it to a certain extent, I think.
Well, to an extent, but I mean, like you said, the foundation of WWE for what it is now was built on Hogan. So I mean, without Hogan, you got to give that guy that kind of power, because if he's gone, like you're gonna fucking tank. So
yeah, and I mean, and they almost did, and then they almost did. When Hogan jumped ship.
So,
yeah. I mean, we can get into that at another time and talk all about that, but he took 2 companies more or less. It took him to different heights. I mean, I'm not going to say anything about his TNA run because that was a disaster, but his run in WCW, like, he took them from, mediocrity to, they were winning for a while and you didn't know what was going to happen. So, I mean, you can't say that about anybody else.
No.
So, I don't know, man. It's like you said, it's going to be interesting. I mean, because it's all opinion based.
So. It's all subjective, all opinion based. Same thing. If you say who's the greatest baseball player of all time, it's same thing. It's
Pete Rose.
Yeah. Well. I'll bet you $20 that Pete Rose is in the top 5. But no, but I mean, everyone's gonna have an opinion on,
Well, yeah, whatever. Just like who's the greatest rock band ever?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who's the greatest porn star ever? And stuff like that. So,
male, female, black, white. What are we talking?
I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But it's but no, I had so much fun, like, just trying to, like, most of the fun was just trying to think of a list. Like for me, I mean, literally, I've been thinking about this almost every day for, a month.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Whenever we first started talking about it.
Yeah, it was episode 1.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I had a blast, like just even going down that rabbit hole.
Right.
I mean, thinking about it. And
I mean, do you there's people like, do you put Bruno on it? Do you
well, that's the thing. And it was hard. I couldn't put anybody on the list that I never like watched, or was around to feel the impact of that, so so I couldn't do any of that stuff. But yeah, so basically it's my list is kind of like, late 80s to or I guess late 80s to late 90s, early 2000s.
More or less that's kind of mine.
Yeah.
Mine's 2 from the 80s. Well, mine's technically all 4 from the 80s if you think about it, because Austin started in 89.
Yep.
Michael started in like in 86. So, because Michael started in World Class back in the day.
Yeah.
As a jobber.
Man.
Yeah. Michael's wrestled for a long time. If you think about it.
Yeah. That's it. And he was in my top 10 of what I was trying to do. I just didn't want to put him and Brett on the same list together.
Dude, that's what I was just gonna ask. I was like, man, you did Brett over Sean?
Yeah, well,
man, you're gonna get shit for this.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, growing up, I preferred Brett over Sean.
Really?
Like that. Yeah. So that's what tips the scales, is because I was a bigger Brett fan than I was a Sean fan.
It's because Sean had a stupid mullet, isn't it?
Well, no. Now, see, if my brother Tony was in on this, he'd be Michaels all the way, because he was such a big Rockers fan initially, and then just went with him. But I preferred Brett over Sean, and that's the only reason why he's on it and Sean isn't, just because that little edge from when I was younger. So
wow, did you have the Bret Hart sunglasses?
I did. Oh yeah, of course I did.
Do you still have them?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thrown them out, so they're somewhere. Yeah,
you need to find them and wear them on the pod.
Yeah. They're with my old gold IC championship belt, the styrofoam one.
Pull that one out too.
Yeah, we had the styrofoam Legion of Doom ones too, but yeah, that's the thing.
All those
they were all made of like styrofoam, and same thing. I had like a Big Boss Man like Billy Club thing that like broke, because it was styrofoam or some kind of foam that wasn't made to hit your brothers with.
Oh, that's true. Good call.
Unlike a real Billy Club.
Yeah, I have a Hulk Hogan foam finger somewhere. I thought. I don't know where it is. Well, whatever. It was like one of the original ones.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. Maybe it's probably in the closet. Whatever. I have John Cena's wristband.
I know you do.
I do. Still have that.
Yeah, I was never lucky enough to catch something or be handed something at a wrestling event. So
I got hit with a steel chair at a Ring of Honor show.
Really?
Yes, I had a piece of it somewhere.
No kidding.
Yeah, Samoa Joe swung a chair and it broke and came back and hit me. I was in the second row.
No way.
Yeah, it hurt my leg. Yeah, because we were second row on the aisle, and as it came down, it was right there, and he smacked Homicide with it, and it broke, or one of the Briscoes, and it came back and smacked me in the leg, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool," so I kept it.
Well, hell yeah,
it's somewhere.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing.
So that's our list.
Yeah,
wow. That's wow.
We should do it. I don't know. We should do more of these lists. I like the lists.
We should do a tag team list.
Yeah, we should. That's the next one.
All right, we'll do a tag team list. What, you want to do it next week?
Sure.
Okay, we'll do a tag team list next week. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I'm only putting teams in that have Express in their title. I'm just kidding. But
so Orient Express is number 1.
Orient, yeah, rock and roll, yeah.
Midnight.
midnight. Yeah. So yeah, only. And
Oh,
there's got to be a fourth one too. So.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know if they're probably, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm only gonna put tag with Express. Well, we have 3 done. So what's the fourth? Fourth will be the Lex Express bus.
Yeah. Yes. Finally. So.
Man, tag teams, man. It's gonna be hard to pick just 4 tag teams.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's because we kind of talked about it before, and so I've kind of been keeping that in my mind too. I was trying to think of that after I finished this list last night. I was like, well, okay, so tag teams, who would I put it? It's same thing. It's like I have a couple like locks and a couple where I'm gonna have to.
Well, Rock and Sock Connection is number 1 for me.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, just just on track record and career and everything else. So.
Let's see. What other obscure tag teams can we add on this list? That's going to be hilarious. The Conquistadors. Remember when Edge and Christian played them? Yeah, we can put them on.
Yeah.
Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2.
I mean, you can't give away my entire list, huh?
The machines from the 80s, where it was Andre and Captain Lou Albano and Hogan.
Well, yeah,
because I'm looking at my giant machine figure right there. Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh, the Mega Powers.
Yeah.
The Twin Towers.
Yeah. So, but that's it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same idea. Basically making this list is what do? You look at like Legion of Doom and Demolition and all these other great like character groups.
Right. Oh, I just thought of the Fourth Express, the U.S. Express with Wyndham and Rotunda.
Oh, see, with Rotunda, I was thinking, he was an IRS and it was going to be like the Federal Express or something like that. But they probably could use the name.
No, probably not. Well, I don't know if Federal Express was even alive in '85.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was the U.S. Express. It was Wyndham and Rotunda. And they beat Sheik and Volkov for the tag titles.
Well, there's my
holy
list.
Fuck! I know way too much shit about
it. Yeah, I'm like you're like a 4th degree black belt. I'm like a yellow belt or something. I don't
know. Yeah. My wrestling knowledge is really stupid, but it's okay.
It's all right. So, yeah.
Man, this is gonna be fun. Like, man, there's so many good tag teams.
Yeah.
Like, I already know my top 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I already know my top 2. My top 2 is already on lock.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Oh, and they're probably the same as yours.
Maybe. Do they have Express in the title?
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, they are. But hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
And then I already have mine. Mine's already done.
Jeez.
It's all done.
I'm not there yet.
Mine's done. It's all done. It's all done. I already know it. And people can yell at me for it, but mine's all done. Like, I already have it. Yeah. My 4th is Yoko and Owen Hart. That's it. All done.
All done. Game over.
Game over. Over to Yoko, baby.
I'm gonna just shut my screen.
Yeah. It's over. No, it's gonna be fun next week. Another debate. It's like you said. It's all opinion based.
All subjective.
Yeah. Guys, this isn't an official list. This is just 2 dudes giving their opinion about stuff. You could be mad at us if you want, because I already know someone's gonna be pissed off at you about having Bret Hart on your list. Yeah. I already know that for a fact.
Yeah.
As soon as this drops, I'll text him and say, "Hey, our podcast dropped." And like an hour in, I'll get a text. He goes, "That fucking Vachon, Bret Hart, I fucking hate him."
Yeah,
that'll be something.
I mean, I can even tell you're a little salty about it. I can feel the tension come through the computer screen. But
no, I don't care.
I'm just kidding.
I don't care. No,
like I said, everyone's gonna have their own opinion on, and everyone, if you ask 5 different people, you're gonna get 5 different lists. Everyone will probably have flair on it, but
and then the other 3 will be different.
Yeah, exactly.
More or less. Some people could put Michaels on there too, but again, it's all subjective. I mean, but in reality, I mean, my list was almost Doink the Clown, Brooklyn Brawler, SD Jones, and Johnny Rods. I mean, you can't go wrong with those.
No Barry Horowitz.
No. I almost put the Repo Man, but speaking of that, how do you go from Demolition Smash to the fucking Repo Man?
Yeah. Well, at that time period, a lot of people were getting stuff repossessed. And so they were just, it was one of those characters ripped from the headlines. It was somebody that a lot of people could relate to. A lot of these people, their bank just took their car and stuff like that. So it was very relatable.
What do you think the worst gimmick was?
Isaac Yankem.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, wasn't
it? Yeah. That's I mean, I don't know, man.
TL Hopper was bad.
Yeah. That's the thing. There's been a lot. You can do whatever's the opposite of Mount Rushmore. So whatever,
Duke the Dumpster Drose.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he got what he had coming to him, but still, it's
even Adam Bomb was a bad character.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of them were bad in that time period, like that. The big guys that they were just, they looked like they could be something like Adam Bomb or Nails or or El Gigante or people that were just big dudes that. But unfortunately, as Bruce says, the bell had to ring. But Adam Bomb, I remember when he premiered, I was like, oh man, this guy's he's so crazy. This is gonna be awesome. But then
Glacier was bad too.
Huh?
Remember Glacier in WCW?
Yeah.
And Disco Inferno was bad too.
Yep.
And Alex Wright was bad.
Yeah.
No, I hated him.
Dude. So me and Sean Riley, a friend, oh my god, we made fun of Alex Wright pretty consistently for a very long time, and we had a mutual friend who that we kind of made fun of in comparison to him and Alex Wright, but yeah, that's a whole other story.
So you guys were being bullies then, right?
No. This wasn't to his face.
Oh, okay. All right, so it makes it better then, right?
Yeah, he never knew. To this day, he still doesn't know that we made fun of him. But,
well, let's name drop him here, but we probably won't do
that. Not today. But I'll tell you in private. Yeah. So
what other bad gimmicks can we shit on right now?
That period with Alex Wright, and they also had Norman Smiley doing the big wiggle.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
Remember Duggan was like a Canadian at the end. Remember that?
Yeah, so bad. You had this guy who's like the most American, ever, and WCW, and they make him Canadian.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm trying to look on my wall. Who's bad for characters? I mean, I really didn't like Dude Love.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad character. I just was like, I've known you as Cactus Jack and Mankind forever.
Yeah.
I understand. And you're still doing the same shit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was bad. It just was yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Remember, was it Mr. America? Remember Hulk Hogan was Mr. America for a while? You remember that?
I can't picture it.
It was the summer of 2003. It got rid of Hulk Hogan, and then Hulk Hogan came out as Mr. America for a couple of weeks.
That was a period I wasn't watching really in 2003. So yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. I can't. I mean, there's a lot of bad ones, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
Even Bischoff had bad characters.
Yeah.
And Russo had even worse ones.
Yeah. Bro,
I'm gonna sue you, bro.
Yeah.
David Arquette, that was a bad character.
Yeah.
That guy never should have won that title.
No, and and the other thing with David Arquette is I don't want to see him in like hardcore matches.
Dude, Nick Gage beat the fuck out of him.
I don't want to see actors like do that.
He has a documentary on Hulu. Have you watched it yet?
No, not yet.
I guess it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. But yeah, I don't know. I'll watch it eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Gage beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And I was like, Nick Gage is scary. Have you ever seen his matches?
Yeah, some of them. And I saw the Arquette match.
He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I think he was scared to death, I think.
I'm sure he was.
Wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
I wouldn't see us doing hardcore matches.
I'd be scared to death if I got in the ring with like Bailey. You know?
Really?
So, I don't know, man. I don't think I could hold my own with anybody who's in shape.
Well, what if we got in shape?
Well, if they're not in shape, yeah, I got a puncher's chance, you know. I'd find Ellsworth. You know?
Where is he? He's kind of like falling off the face of the earth.
Yeah, he had like
he had some
like sexual like some underage texting things, I think, and I don't know if that ended up being true or not, like, but that was enough to scrap him from the company. So, but don't worry, I still bought his shirt, you know, while he was a thing, that one with his big face on.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You are fucking Mark.
Before the texting scandal. Not immediately after, when they were all marked down to like $2.50.
I read Joey Ryan. Some of his lawsuits got dismissed against other people this week. What a fucking mess that is.
Yeah. See, I was okay with a lot of those lawsuits coming out against, because I was like, oh, maybe he'll just stop. Like,
I hope so. Even Marty Scurll, he's not even doing anything anymore either.
No. Huh. Oh, we'll see what comes. We'll see. I mean, who knows?
Well, like in Marty's case, it was consensual. Yeah, maybe to you it was, but when she was passed out, it's not consensual. Fuckface.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right, that's the type of people that should be get in trouble for.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you this: if that was my daughter that he did that to, he wouldn't be alive today. They'd be picking him up different pieces of his fucking body in different fucking states.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a finger in Massachusetts. Oh, look, there's an arm in Pennsylvania. Yeah, good luck finding his fucking body.
There's some hair and a plague mask over here. And there's an umbrella in the Penobscot River.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, that's a train wreck, and I don't know if he ever wrestles again.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if any of those guys do. Really.
Who knows?
Wow. Whatever.
Yeah.
You won't watch NXT tonight, right?
No, probably not. No. I mean, is it on the network, or is it on?
Yeah. It's their Vengeance pay-per-view thing tonight.
Yeah.
It's Balor's fighting John's favorite wrestler, Pete Dunne, or whatever his name is. Right? Yeah. Pete Dunne?
Dune Dunne. I don't know. I think it's Dunne.
I don't know. Whatever. Is it Dunne? I don't know. I can't even remember what his fucking name is. How bad is that? I don't remember his name. That's because I don't watch it.
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. I was told to tell you that you need to watch wrestling more.
Well, I would.
Well, that was.
I mean, I watch AEW.
Well, I know, but
most of the time, and sometimes I fall asleep. But you know,
Yeah, I was told you need
40
to
years old now, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, you're
I'm not. I'm not a young man anymore.
No, you're old.
Yeah.
Tommy Dreamer dislocates finger at Impact Wrestling. No surrender. Pops it back in plates during his match. Oh, he turned 50 yesterday.
No, no kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. John Moxley versus Davey Boy Smith Jr. set for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 5.
When's that?
Josh Barnett, the former UFC guy. Well, he has his own promotion. It's GCW's Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. And last night in the main event, they have no ropes. It's just a ring. Jeff Cobb beat Chris Dickinson last night in the main event.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Man, wasn't even familiar with it.
Yeah. And then a couple months ago, Dickinson fought Moxley in the main event at Bloodsport 3.
I saw some. I didn't see the match, but I followed Dickinson.
Yeah.
And I saw that. Like he posted something that I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "Mox Dickinson."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was in Indianapolis in like October when everybody got COVID.
Yeah.
Which is sad to say, but
Yeah.
It's no ropes. It's just a ring. Yeah. So basically, they really punch each other in the face, or making it look like they're punching each other in the face.
Yeah.
It's more or less like UFC to a certain extent, but it's scripted.
Yeah.
Speaking of UFC, did you see Usman won last night?
I saw that he won. I didn't see the match, but
I didn't either. But he beat the fucking shit out of him, though.
Yeah. Usman's tough, man. He's real good, and I don't really care for him, but he's great.
I don't either, but yeah, he's a bad motherfucker, that's for sure. I'm not gonna fuck with him in a back alley.
Yeah.
I want him on my side.
Yeah, and then he called out what's his name?
Oh, wow.
Street Jesus.
Oh shit! What the fuck's his name? Oh god. Oh fuck. The guy from Miami.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter.
We're just blanking.
Yeah, I can't remember. But they want John Jones to fight the winner of Stipe versus Francis Ngannou in the summer.
Yeah.
For the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
So is that another title that John Jones will lose because he's a fucking retard?
Probably.
Because even at heavyweight, I don't think anyone's gonna fucking beat him.
No. The only person that ever beats John Jones is John Jones.
Yes. Well, the only person that beats John Jones is called cocaine. Let's be real.
Yeah. Nothing can stop him. No fighters, no caravan full of kids, nobody.
Yeah, or when he crashes in that pregnant woman. Remember that one? Yeah. He drove away. Did he drive away?
I think so. What are you gonna do?
Laugh, cry. We're gonna have an NBA All-Star game. Will anybody watch?
I don't know. I find myself watching more basketball this year than I have in past years.
Me too.
So
I'll watch that night.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep watching like random games like too, and like I really like watching like Luka Doncic.
I hate him.
I love watching him play.
I want someone to punch him right in his fucking European face.
Yeah, but
he whines all the time.
Oh, I know.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
That's all they do.
It's all they do. LeBron whines too.
Well, that's the thing. Now that there's no fans, now you can hear like the more talking that actually goes on, and they're all fucking crying about it. Oh, yeah. Every play, everybody wants a foul.
So I went and saw Golden State play the Celtics. I think 3 years ago now. 3 years ago now, we went. Me and Barbie's nephew went. we drove down and took the T in from Wonderland, which our John told me to do, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this in person. Steph Curry gets the shit kicked out of him all the time. Like coming off screens, he's getting held, he's getting bumped. Like he's, even last night I was watching that game against the Nets. Man, they're fucking grabbing him and pushing him, and I'm like, man, he takes a lot of punishment. And I was like, fuck, no, thank you. Yeah. But he doesn't bitch at all.
No. I mean, I guess that's probably why his shooting range is what it is. He's like, well, nobody's gonna fuck with me if I'm 20 feet beyond
the stat last night. Over the last 4 games besides last night, he was averaging 40 a game.
Yeah, he's, a lot of people are saying like he's the MVP so far.
Yeah, but his team sucks.
Yeah, I know.
So that's a hard one, because do you give it to someone that plays on a team that sucks? Or do you give it to, like, I hate to say this, but fucking LeBron or Giannis,
Yeah.
You kind of get tired of seeing the same people win, though.
Yeah. Well, it's still kind of a popularity contest.
Oh, for sure. And everyone loves LeBron.
Yeah.
And I hate him.
So
I hate him with a passion.
I hate him.
Oh, come on. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Look, I understand you have a platform, and I understand that you want to use your platform, and I get it. I really don't want to hear about your political views as an athlete or anything like that. I'm just so tired of this shit. I don't care.
You still think he's better than Kobe, though, right?
No. Not even fucking close.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you.
No way, man. No fucking way. It's Jordan and Kobe and fuck everybody else on that list.
Yeah.
That's my personal. That's it. It's Jordan and Kobe and fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love Steph Curry, but no, fuck you. You're not even close yet. So
yeah, like with Steph, like he's like the greatest like pure shooter I've seen like in my lifetime.
Oh, he's the greatest pure shooter probably ever.
Yeah, but I don't really like him, And for me, it's like, how can you not like him? Like somebody said, and I'm like, and really, it's like it all started when he had like his kid at the press conference, and I was like, come on, you're at work, leave your kid someplace else. Be a professional. Man, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. So that was like really like what I was like, no, I'm done with this guy, like something dumb like that. But that's really, but like I'm like, yeah, he's like probably the best shooter I've ever seen. But but I still not a big fan. So.
When he pulled up against Oklahoma City in that game on ABC from like 40 feet and drained a 3 to like tie it, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like it's like he has no conscience. Like his range is unguardable.
Yeah.
And he gets a shot off so quick. It's just like, holy fuck. And he's like 6'2".
That's why he's got to shoot from so far.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because he's not going to drive in and go against anybody else, because they'll just block him in the next Tuesday.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, I think we're gonna probably wrap it up now. You got your birthday stuff to go do. You gotta live it up today. Get drunk, hang out,
get shitty,
have some sushi and some sake. Talk to Mr. Fuji.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up because this has been fun. We're gonna get people that are gonna shit all over us.
Yep, that's fine.
But no one watches anyway, so this doesn't really matter. But so happy birthday.
Thank you.
I hope you have a good day, and hopefully this outlet will make your day that much better.
Oh, it will, for sure. This was the thing I was looking forward to the most today, so thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you. All right, this has been the weekly wrap with Vachon and Rapp, and we are gonna wrap it up. Happy birthday, buddy. Have a good day.
Thank you, man. Talk to you soon.
Bye.